thousands of people, and it just didn't really go well. You could Google it, but it's I didn't know who he was, so I was saying things like, I want to have your baby, and I will impregnate myself. It's embarrassing. But you can look it up.
It's not embarrassing.
You can look it up. But
I've been on one of those.
On an e-date?
Yeah.
No.
I've done reverse e-dates. That was a reverse e-date where all of us were fighting for Andrew Tate's love. And like, this was before he was kind of like, obviously like our Hitler. So I didn't know that he was
whoa, hold on. You just, that's a terrible comparison.
Dude, he sucks. But it's just like, obviously, this was before he was extremely popular for sucking ass. Like, I just kind of thought he was just some dude. And then I realized that he was Andrew Tate.
Would you say all of this to his face?
Yes.
You'd say all that to Andrew Tate's face?
Yeah, I'm like saying
Come
it on
on.
a public forum right now. I'm sure he'll see it.
He's watching it.
And I'm sure he just allegedly is in the chat right now.
What if you met Andrew Tate in person and he was perfectly pleasant to you in person?
I think I would still say that
you'd still give him a piece of your mind?
Why would you think I wouldn't? Why would you think I would suddenly switch up because he has money? If I also have money and also have people in my life that respect me, I don't have to demean myself for some weird guy.
Well, why would you be demeaning yourself by being respectful to him?
I mean, I would be respectful, but I could still disagree with his concepts.
Sure,
yeah,
sure, of course.
So yeah, I would absolutely say everything on camera. I'm saying
you did call him Hitler, though. I think, which is a bit.
He is definitely
of a
our
stretch.
Hitler. Yeah.
A what Hitler?
He's our Hitler.
No,
Dude,
Beat Cheeks that's
is
ridiculous.
And he is not gonna.
Come zoom me.
Brian.
What specifically? I guess what specifically about what Andrew Tate says do you disagree with?
Do you agree that women should have their body counts on their forehead?
Well, I've seen that clip, and we've actually reacted to it on this podcast.
But do you agree?
Can I see it later?
Perhaps later.
Yeah.
So what's your question?
First of all, I think it is we are perfectly able to talk about how men should focus on themselves and empower themselves to be kings and whatever without demeaning womanhood and like also putting all their value on their personal choices. Like those things can totally be separate. Also, like all men benefit from a system built by the patriarchy while we are women and we are dealing, sorry, what did that say?
It said erroneous, but continue.
Yeah. while we are simply in this structure, you know what I mean? Like it's like I also don't have to live by your rules, and if you feel like you are trapped in a place where women only want you for your money or what you offer, then I just beg you to go the outside and meet more women.
True.
Okay, so
or graduate the 8th grade, honestly.
Yeah.
Like what do you care really how much a guy makes as long as he is able to take care of himself?
I would say most women care to some degree about a man's income.
Well, no, of course we're not asking for like a homeless guy, but I'm asking like a guy who's just as stable as me is totally fine. Like what?
Yeah, but you just said
I don't need him to make $300,000 a month, but I need him to just be able to.
But that would be as stable as you. You said you make $3 million a year.
I need someone that is able to just be
not a
stable.
loser.
Yeah, he just doesn't have to be a
like
bum.
have a passion, have like a job,
it's like
make his own money, and then like
I've dated my fair share of losers. Actually, all of the guys have been losers. Like I've dated guys who don't have cars, don't have driver's
but you're
licenses.
in college, so this is a normal part.
No, but this was I haven't really dated Yeah,
this is college. This is a normal part. When you are 25 plus, it's like men think there's only two extremes. We either date a hobo or a millionaire. And it's I could just date a guy who has a normal career, and as long as he has a passion and focus and is able to provide for himself, that's totally fine.
Yeah.
I don't really give a
And also still
okay, but there's certain realities too, and I mean you used a couple buzzwords, so I will try to get back to those. Chiefly that, well, you asserted that there's a patriarchy. I'll get to that in a sec. So you're a high earner, so you could probably be the sole breadwinner and support a family. However, a man's income is definitely a calculus, I would say, in most women's assessment of who they're going to partner with, because assuming you want to have children, because if you want to have children, a man's income is a factor in the calculus and in the equation of will we be able to have kids? How big's the house? How big, can we have cars? Like, it's a factor for sure, especially for women.
Does he need to be like a millionaire, or could he just be like a normal guy?
No, but if you want a certain lifestyle, for example, depending on how many kids you want, do the kids have their own bedrooms, own bathrooms? Do you want to go on family vacations? Do you want to have 1, 2, 3 cars? All this stuff starts becoming a factor.
Am I unemployed during this? Like, I also can't do that myself?
What do you mean?
Like, I feel like I could also do that right now. Even if I had kids, I could take them on vacations, and when
you make $3 million a year.
This is fine, but even when
on vacation.
But even when I didn't make that amount of money, I had very fulfilling relationships, because the relationships I had were based upon the fact that I just liked this person, and they also liked me, and we spent time together and made an effort to appreciate one another.
Also, you're right. Depending on if you want to have a family, if you want to have kids, all that stuff, you probably should date somebody who has the same goals as you and is actively working towards those goals. Because personally, I don't really want kids. So, when income comes into play, it's not really income for kids. If I want my partner to simply earn enough for both of us to just have fun whenever we want. And we both know that. So we both, we also work with what we have. Because, for instance, I'm not making $3 million a year. You know what I mean? I'm making probably what
you're making 6 figures though, right?
Yeah. So yeah. I'm still making a good amount, but I am making an equal amount as to somebody who has like a more, I guess, societally accepted job, like a normal career. But I think when women look into men who are making a certain kind of money, it's not really about the money. It's about the goals and how they're going to work to achieve those goals.
I think men like to pretend...
Eric, can you just close the door?
It is cold. I think men like to pretend that dating is way harder than it actually is. In reality, I think if we have common goals and common interests and common values, a lot of this is a lot easier than you think. If you think
you think dating's easy? If
you think it's based off of like trying to convince a girl to date you, or trying to have things that you feel like women want, like having a 6-figure income or a giant dick, then you're only going to attract people that exactly want that. If I'm looking for someone to date me because of my personality and I want someone to support me, then I'm going to attract people that want to date and support me and also have those same virtues.
I mean, you can say that, but the reality is that...
The reality is I'm in a 4-year relationship.
Okay. What does that
the reality is that there are many people in my situation who are in very happy relationships, and none of it is based off of really income or any of that, besides like we just like each other.
Well, so this kind of originally stemmed from our discussion of Tate, and it's not clear to me that Tate's primary topic of interest is saying that women only care about money. I don't think he says that at all. I think that's a factor, but to deny that women don't care about a man's money is...
I don't think a lot of
dubious.
women care.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of women don't care, and I also feel like Tate creates a reality for these men to live in that make it seem